Hey, this is Gayle. Welcome to my channel. Service Dog Friday Q&A. So let's go. We're going to be talking about your questions. I've got a couple of questions that have come in, so we're going to be talking about those. I want to remind you that if you like the live stream, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Those are getting really important with YouTube these days, with all the algorithms and stuff. They just want to make sure they're offering the best content possible, and your likes make a huge difference in that. So give me a big thumbs up. We're going to be talking about Service Dog Q&As. We do this usually on Fridays. So I'll be taking your questions, and again, I'll take a couple that we have coming in. Right now, I'm just going to go through and check some of my settings here. Okay, settings fixed. Now, I'm out traveling today, so you'll notice some background noises and stuff. Please forgive me for that. It's just inherent with getting to be out on the road. And so we're going to be talking about that in probably a little bit as we live stream here. I'm continuing to get set up. I want to make sure that it is showing up on the Facebook page. I'm sorry, on the YouTube page. I don't even know if I'm going or coming today. Yep, there we are, live now. Service dog is such a big, hot issue today. Lots of people have lots of questions. Again, I've got some stockpiled. We're going to be looking at that. Let me grab some tea, make this official. Hang on a second. Okay, well, I got my tea, so we're going to get all comfy here and make this official. And of course, we've got the little guy right down here. So I don't know if that's important for some of you guys. Okay, so we're just hanging out today. One of the questions that I have been asked, believe it or not, is where does Tomlin sleep when you go out of town? So I'll answer that. Now, Tomlin generally is not allowed on the bed when we go out of town, so he has to sleep in the floor next to me on the ground. That's a change. At home, he can pile on the end of the bed, and I like having him there. But we just do it a little differently in the hotels because it just works out better for us. I'm sure some people allow their dog on the bed in the hotels. We just typically don't, just because it works out better. The beds are higher up in a hotel than our beds are at home. And for me, it just works out better. So he will go ahead and cuddle up and curl up into his little ball and lay down on the side of the bed in the floor. That's where he goes. Okay. And again, I want to remind everyone that's here, do go ahead and give me a thumbs up on the video. Really important. Okay. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out on the live stream. I see that I've got some new subscribers, and I want to welcome you as well. So thanks for being here and joining the channel. Okay. Now, something else that has been asked to me about traveling with a service dog. Let me go back and talk about that. Pull up the question. Okay, and this one is from a lady named Angie. What Angie wants to know is what kind of medical records do I take with me when I'm traveling with Tomlin? And Angie, thank you for asking that question, first of all. It's one that I think a lot of people overlook. Taking a service dog on a trip requires going to, just like you would if you've got a health issue, go to the doctor's office. In this case, he goes to the vet. Just do a once over, check and see if he's up to date on all the shots. Is his rabies up to date? What about his anything like that he might need? Go to the vet and get that checked out. make sure you update anything that needs to be updated, and go from there. Now, as far as the paperwork that we take with them when we're traveling, they give us what they call a health certificate, and or they'll give us a copy of his records. So what I do is I just stick those in a bright colored folder, and I'll put the whole folder someplace where I know I'm not going to lose it. So either in my suitcase, or I'll stick it sometimes up above the visor in the van, because that way I'll have it and it's just going to be a quick grab, ready, go, done. So that's what I like to do. Now, if I don't get the health certificate, I'll just ask the vet for a copy of the records. That way, I just have something in case I need it. Now, I hope that I never have to need it. We've been in a couple of situations where it looked like we were going to have to, and I was much happier having those records. Is this lighting terrible? I wonder if we could turn off the lights. Can you turn off the light over there? Again, I'm in a hotel and I'm broadcasting, so I don't really have control over the lighting situation. So I'm asking somebody to step over by the television and turn that off for me. I think it'll cut down the glare. But anyway, there have been a couple of times where having those records was very important. We were in, did you get it? Okay, it did. It took that off. Okay, anyway, we were in Canada when he was attacked by a dog that was off leash. So it looked like we were going to have something done then. Now, he wound up being okay, but we did have all those records with us just in case he needed it, and that made me feel a lot better. And some places, if you're going to board, of course, they're going to require all of that paperwork, and it's better to have it. And the reason I use a brightly colored folder is so it's unmistakable, and I can grab it. I don't have to think about it. I spot it immediately, and I can pull it. My favorite colors are either bright yellow or bright red. Again, something that I can see. Because if you need your papers, you don't need to be hunting them. You need them right then. Okay. So that's a question. Also, I want to remind everybody again that those of you who are here watching it and those of you who will be seeing it later, make sure you give me a thumbs up on the live stream. That's really important. It really helps out. So do that. Also, another question that I was asked, let me pull it up. Facebook is a wonderful thing, but I don't always find everything exactly when I need it. We'll put that in. Because I always get asked all the time different things about service dogs. And let me see. Oh, okay. Here we go. Candace sent me a Facebook message quite a while ago. Candace, I'm sorry to be so late, but she wants to know if she qualifies. She's got ADD, and she wants to know, I have ADD, it's severe, and I can't talk today. I have ADD, it's severe. I've had it all of my life. It makes me very anxious, and I want to know, do you think I qualify for a service dog, and what do I need to do? Okay, well, Candace, the first thing about qualifying for a service dog for any condition is to have a talk with your healthcare team. Now, that's very important because what you're going to do is have them help assess you to determine how much of a disability that you have. Not everybody that wants a service dog qualifies, although most people do, okay? So talk with them first. Try to figure out how much of a disability, and I'm not talking about like a percentage or anything like that. What I'm just talking about is compared to other people, how do you stack up does your doctor or your healthcare team feel like you would benefit from a service dog? Because again, not everybody does. And there is a tremendous amount of work that goes into owning and maintaining a service dog. First step, talk with your doctor or your healthcare provider or somebody on your healthcare team and make that assessment. Then, if they feel like that you would benefit from a service dog, go from there. Decide next if you want to own or train or if you want to go with an agency. There's pros, there's cons, but those are generally your two choices. And think about when you have that conversation and you talk with your healthcare team, ask your team members how they feel like you would benefit from a service dog. Is it to cut anxiety? Is it to remind you to take your medications? What kind of assistance do you need? Because you need that information to know what to ask for about having a service dog trained or training it yourself. There are some general things that all service dogs are going to do. You're going to have it trained for puppy manners. You're going to have a good bit of time put into it for just general obedience. But then what next? And determining those next steps are often determined by those conversations with your healthcare team. So go with that on whether or not you qualify as ADD. Now, having a condition does not automatically mean that you don't qualify or that you do. There are times when, part of your healthcare team may not understand service dogs and they may just not get it. But another member of your healthcare team may have a better understanding. So if you get an initial no, don't take that as their final answer, because you may get an initial no, but it's just because you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand service dogs. I took mine into the doctor's office again the other day, and my doctor looked at me. Now, Tomlin's 11 years old, okay? My doctor looked at me, and he's like, I don't think I've had any other service dog in here. So that helped open up a conversation. Very important to do that. So if you're looking at, do I qualify for a service dog because of ADD, or I have ADD, can I get a service dog? That's the first place to start. The second place to start is go talk to a veterinarian and or a trainer. Find out what breed service dog you may need. And that actually brings me to my next question. And what she was asking in that email is, I'm going to pull it up, is simply, hey, Gayle, love your channel. I want to know about service dog breeds. Is there a particular breed? And if so, which one? And Clara, I appreciate you asking that question. My favorite service dog breed is a Husky mix. He's part Husky, part Golden Retriever, and that is the preferred breed for me. That's what Tomlin is. And so, of course, I'm going to say that's my favorite. Beyond that, service dogs can be any breed. I have talked to somebody who had actually a wolf hybrid that was his service animal. I don't know that I would just leap into that, but he did say that this was not his first experience with a service dog animal or even with a large breed dog. It's critical, if you're going to get a dog that's a large breed, that you have some experience and or work with a darn good trainer. Huskies they're called the cats of the dog world. And that, when a person told me that, it just really summed it up. And that is, they can be somewhat independent. They can be very aloof. And so training them takes a firm and consistent hand. I did not know that. What I had read indicated that Huskies are a little more likely to be able to tell if a seizure is going on than some other breeds. Now, part of that goes into bonding and so forth, and that's actually going to be a separate live stream. I had done some homework enough to know that, but some people don't. And Clara, I love your question, because some people just leap into, I'm going to have a service dog. I'm going to go to the pound. I'm going to get it. I'm going to train it. Boom, it's a service dog. Not necessarily the way to go if you don't have some experience, because picking out the breed is very helpful. The other thing you want to do is you want to consider what dogs are allowed in your area. Now, I have talked with a woman who had a search and rescue dog that was a pit bull. Sweetest pit bull, sweetest dog that you'd ever want to meet. But that breed, again, is not for everybody. And it's not allowed in certain areas. There's a small town, for example, by us in Etowah, Tennessee, that does not allow pit bulls. So you want to watch that. Most commonly, the service dogs are going to be a golden retriever, lab, poodle, some of the very smart dogs. Not saying other ones aren't smart, but those are going to be your more common breeds. Again, the husky mixes, and Tomlin's part golden retriever and part husky. We had him DNA tested. He's like 74% husky and like 20% golden retriever. So there you go. German Shepherds are also used as service dogs. Really, just about any breed can be used. There are some small breed dogs. It goes with what fits your surroundings. Now, having opened the door on the small breed dogs, let me kind of go off on one of my little pet peeves, if you will, and that is the size of the dog does dictate some of what the dog can do, but not all service dogs are large breed dogs. I had a conversation with a woman who had a small breed dog. We were at the store one day and we were talking about just kind of the joys of service dog ownership. And I talked to her about the small dog and had some questions, but she catches a lot of flack, and I have heard this from other people who have small dog breeds, that there is a bias against, because people think large dogs when they hear the term service dogs. So this particular lady pointed out to me that for a senior citizen, which she was, on a fixed income, it's easier for her to have a small breed dog because she needed the dog to do things like going and get a cell phone, scurrying under the table to pick up something if she dropped it. Some of those same things that I need Tomlin for, she needed. But here's the thing. Her smaller breed dog took less on the heart and less on the flea and tick treatment. So that helped make the small breed dog less expensive for her. And I forget what kind of small breed dog it was. It wasn't a Chihuahua or anything, or a Terrier. Now that's going to bother me. I'll have to try to remember. But the main thing was, for her, it did what she needed to do, and it was affordable. The dog food was less, and the other things were also less. So look at what you need done. Look at your living conditions. Look at all of those things, because the best breed of service dog is the one that works best for you. It's not a one size fits all. You know, like I say, labs are very, very common. Golden retrievers are very, very common. We're used to seeing German Shepherds as working dogs, though ours is a husky mix, golden retriever. Go with what you need. start there. Start with the talk about with the healthcare team, assess what you need a dog to do, assess what you might need a dog to do in the future. One of the things, like for us, for example, was we wanted a service dog to potentially lead out of the house in case of fire. That's not something that a small dog can do, but it may be something that for you may be in a living situation. I'm kind of a bigger person. My daughter's kind of a bigger person. So a small dog, I need that tugging ability. And I think that the larger breed for me is going to help with that. So no set breed. Just look at what you need, talk with your doctor, talk with your trainer, and go from there. It's really very important. And again, I want to toss out the reminder, please give us a like if you do indeed like the live stream or like the channel. That's hugely important for YouTube. I can't stress that enough. So, oh, my phone just dinged. Let me see. In. Okay, this is somebody who says she can't catch the live stream as a live stream, so she wants to come in and catch it later, which is awesome, totally fine. But she wants me to say more about the breed of dogs. She's questioning about the pit bull. The pit bull that I met, this was a search and rescue situation. It was actually a demonstration that she was doing, and the pit performed admirably. It did very, very well. Now, this is a lady who raises and trains pit bulls. She's got tons of experience behind her. So she chose that. It was a natural fit. Okay. But yes, in this case, working dog, which is also considered to be by some a service dog. I don't know what the legal exact definition is on it, but it's certainly a working dog. And Pit did great. It found the person that was hiding, did it pretty quickly, and just did a great job. So there you go. Let's see, this light I think is still driving me crazy. I see a light. I'm in a hotel, so I'm going to have some help with the light switch. I think right over there by the door, maybe. If somebody could get that. So, yeah. So I'm not home. I'm actually doing this out and about. This is going to be one of several live streams that I'm going to do. Oh, much better. Yes, much better. So this is going to be one of several live streams that I'm going to do out in the public. It should be a lot of fun. So, thank you for the help. What do you guys think? Did that help? But anyway, going back to the question about the dog breed, yes, specifically, yes, a pit bull can be a working dog. She certainly proved that and did a great job. Okay. So what other questions do you guys have? I'm running short on time here. Okay, well, I don't see any more questions. Any more hands up in the chat room? Nope. Okay. Well, I do want to thank you guys for coming in today, for hanging out with me about the service dog video. We're going to be doing service dogs, of course, on back to that schedule. Kind of got off schedule a little bit for Christmas and the holidays, and now we're back into the swing of things. Also, I want to tell you that I have a major channel announcement coming up, and I've got also some giveaways coming up. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned to the channels for those. And I'll give you a little hint. My big announcement has to go with being full-time on YouTube pretty soon. So listen for more information on that. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. That really is important for the YouTube if you do that. So thanks. And I appreciate y'all watching. And let me see if I can get Tomlin around here. I know you guys like seeing him. I'm I'm not sure I can get the camera to him. Okay, this isn't going to work. Okay, sorry, folks. That is not going to work. Did I just knock it off? Okay. Yeah, that didn't happen well. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And see you all out about and online. Bye.